क्या आप आईएएस की तैयारी कर रहे हैं और कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूट्स को 2.5 लाख तक की फीस नहीं पे करना चाहते? अगर हाँ, तो 22,500 रुपए में घर बैठ के StudyIQ के पेनड्राइव कोर्स के साथ आप आईएएस की तैयारी कर सकते हैं। आज ही विजिट करें studyIQ.com।
Hello friends, welcome to StudyIQ. So in the previous session we just started off with probability and we understood the basic terminologies like experiment, right? Then we have seen random experiment, and then we have seen the most important aspects like elementary events, right? Then we have seen sample space, and then we have seen events, right? So we stopped at this particular area that we were talking about tossing 3 coins. Okay, so tossing 3 coins. So what are the elementary events associated with this tossing of 3 coins? I told you don't guess or imagine at that time. These things should be at your fingertips, right? So H, right? Then H, T, then H, T, H, right? Then H, T, T. Then you have T, T, T. Then you have T, H, T. Then you have T, T, H. Okay, then what is left out? T, H, H, right? So you can see here, all these are elementary events which is associated with tossing 3 coins. The collection of all these elementary events is what your sample space. Now, what are events? Events are nothing but any subset of this. You can take this 2, or you can take this 2, or you can take this 3, or you can take 5 or 6 or 7 or anything for that matter is going to be a subset. And I told you, since there are 8 elementary events, so 2 raised to 8 is actually the number of subsets. That means actual number of events in this case when you're tossing 3 coins, which is actually 2 raised to 8, which is equal to 256. So those many events are possible when you're tossing 3 coins, out of which 8 events are given like this. These are the elementary events, which are the possible outcomes. Okay, now in this session we need to start off with this concept. What do you mean by occurrence of an event? See, occurrence of an event is what we need to understand. So if you consider this very same case itself, tossing 3 coins, and one of my event is like this. I define it like A is H, H, H and T, T, T. That is all the outcome is same. So there are 2 possibility, either H, H, H or T, 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 right? So clearly you know this belongs to the set which we got here. This belongs to the sample space, or you can say A is a subset of sample space. Okay, so this is clear. So if A is a subset of sample space, alternately we can understand it as A is an event. Okay, so any subset of the sample space is an event. So this is an event. Now, when can you say an event A occurred? So when you toss 3 coins, if you get outcome as any of the elementary events associated to this, okay, so if you get any elementary events associated to or associated or favorable to this particular event, okay, so if that is the outcome, so any elementary events which is associated to this or which is favorable to this event, if that is the outcome, then you can say that occurrence of that particular event. So you can say A occurred, the event A occurred. Okay, so very simple. See, you are tossing 3 coins. If you are getting 3 heads, you will say event A occurred. If you're tossing 3 coins, you get 3 tails, you say event A occurred. If you're tossing 3 coins and when you are getting HTH, you say event A does not occur. Okay, why? Because elementary events favorable or associated to this particular event, what we need to see, the outcome should be those elementary event which is favorable to A. So if that is the outcome, then you will say A occurred, event A occurred. If not, you will not say event A occurred. Okay, event A does not occur. Okay, one more case. Let's take a very simple case that is throwing a die. Okay, you are rolling a die. So clearly we know the elementary events are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now when you write this in this set, you will say this is a sample space. Okay, so elementary event and sample space. So since you can see 6 elementary events here, okay, so what is the total number of subsets possible? Total number of subsets possible is 2 raised to 6, which is nothing but the total number of events possible in this case. That is when you're rolling a die, there are 2 raised to 6. Okay, events are possible. What is this 2 raised to 6? This is nothing but the cardinality of the power set. What is a power set? Power set is the set of all the subsets. I am hoping that you're understanding all these things. Okay, so now let me take a few cases. So let me define few events. Okay, so this is nothing but 64. So there are 64 events. Let's take a few events and let's define few events. Okay, so A is the event where you are getting an even number. You are getting an even number when you roll the die. So what are they? You will get 2, 4, 6. So what are the favorable, or what are the elementary events favorable to event A? 2, 4, 6. You can see 2 is an elementary event, 4 is an elementary event, 6 is an elementary event. So the elementary events favorable to A is 2, 4, 6. When can you say that event A occurred? If any elementary event which is favorable to A, in this case it is 2, 4, 6. If it occur, you will say event A occur. So if your outcome is 2, you will say 2A occur. If your outcome is 4, you will again say A occurred. If your outcome is 6, event A occur. Okay. Similarly, if you take B, let's mark it as it's a case of odd number, or let me write it like this: getting a number which is greater than 2. I am talking about a number which is greater than 2. So what are the favorable elementary events for this B which is greater than 2? So what is event B? Event B is all the outcomes which should be greater than 2. So you can write 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So the elementary events which are associated to or which are favorable to event B is 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I can say event B occur if any of the elementary event which is associated to B is the outcome. So if the outcome is 3, I'll say event B occur. If the outcome is 4, again I'll say event B occur. If the outcome is 5, I'll say B occur. If the outcome is 6, I'll say B occur. Now if you combine these two, the point which you need to understand is, if you are getting outcome as 3, I will say event B occur, but event A does not occur. Okay. If you are getting outcome as 4, 4 is there here also and here also. So what I'll say event B occur and event A occur. Both event A and B occur. Similarly, if you get 5, 5 is not in A, 5 is there in B. So if 5 is the outcome, okay, which is an elementary event associated with B, which is not an elementary event which is associated to A, but that is the outcome. If 5 is coming, I'll say event B occur but not A. Similarly, if 6 is the outcome, 6 is an elementary event which is favorable to A and B. So if 6 is the outcome, I'll say event A and event B occur. Similarly, if you observe here 2, if 2 is the outcome, 2 is an elementary event which is favorable to A but not to B. So if 2 is the outcome which I am obtaining, I will tell that event A occur but does not B. Okay, let's take some more cases and let's make more and better comparisons. Okay, so let's take event C. I'll define it like which is less than 5. Okay, all the outcomes or getting a number which is less than 5. So what are the possibilities? 1, 2, 3, 4. So event C is defined like this: getting an outcome which is less than 5. So what are the favorable outcomes? 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So the elementary events favorable to C is 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I say if 1 is the outcome, if you combine all the 3, I'll tell that event C occur but not A and B. If 2 is the outcome, you can see here 2 is an elementary event which is there in A and C. And if 2 is the outcome, I'll say A and C occur but not B. I hope you understand. Now, if 3 is the outcome, 3 is an elementary event which is favorable to B and C but not in A. So I'll say B and C occur, not A. Similarly, 4 is the outcome. You can clearly see 4 is an elementary event which is favorable to event A, event B and event C. So if 4 is your outcome, you will tell that event A, event B and event C occur. Okay. Now let's take one more case, event D. Event D is a multiple of 3. Multiple of 3. So you can write here 3 and 6. Okay. So if when you're rolling a die, if you're getting 3, you can see 3 as an elementary event which is favorable to B, favorable to C and favorable to D. So you'll say that B, C, D occur if your outcome is 3. Similarly, if 6 is coming, 6 is an elementary event which is favorable to A, B, D. So you'll say events A occur, B occur and D occur but not C. One more case, if you define D, E as odd numbers. We know odd numbers are 1, 3, 5. So if 1 is your outcome, now you can see 1 is an elementary event which is favorable to event C and event E, right? So you'll say C and E occur if 1 is your outcome and not A, B, D. If 3 is your outcome, you can see 3 in B, 3 in C, 3 in D, 3 in E. So you'll say if 3 is your outcome, B, C, D, E events occur and not A. Okay, so if 5 is the outcome, you can clearly see 5 is an elementary event which is favorable to B and E. So you will say even B occur, even E occur, but not A, C, D events. Okay, so I hope this is clear for all of you. So this is how you are getting 64 subsets or 64 events. So all the events you can define in one way or the other. So I hope you understood now completely about elementary event, sample space, event and occurrence of event. These are very important. Now let's move on to algebra of events. Okay, so again very important, you will come across this particular topic or this particular use of this particular concept in sets and Venn diagram and associated questions also. Okay, not only in probability. So algebra of events means with the available event. So let me take this event A and event B. I have two events A and B. Okay, so with this two available event, I will create more events. Okay, I can add, I can subtract, or I can do many other operations and I can create more events. So that's what we are going to see in this particular topic, algebra of events. So how you are going to create more subsets, okay, with this two subsets which is given. So clearly when I'm saying event A and event B is given, what I mean to say is from the sample space, okay, from the sample space I have been given one subset that is B and the other subset which is A. That's what event A and event B, because from the sample set, from the sample space, if you take any subset, that is an event. So we have been given two subsets, so we are going to create more subsets, or rather in this probability language we can say we are going to create more events with the available two events, which is going to be again the subset of this sample space. So whatever events that we are creating, which is going to be a subset of the sample space, but anyway we don't know the sample space here, we'll come to that. Okay, so I hope you got the idea. See, here we are going to do this concept only: union, intersection, complement, negation, etc. So these are the concepts that we are going to do. Okay, so this is going to be a very easy topic, but the understanding is very important to move further. Okay, the first thing that we need to handle or we need to do is A union B. So I told you already, event A is given, event B is given. So we are creating a new event, that is A union B. Or in the language of set A is given, set B is given, we are creating another set which is A union B. So this set A is actually a subset of a sample space, B is a subset of a sample space. So this also will be a subset of the sample space. Okay, so now what is, so this is an event, A is an event, B is an event. So what is A union B? A union B, you can also understand it as A or B. So what is this A or B means? Either A occur or B occur, or both A and B occur. Okay, so or A and B occur. So any of this will happen. Now how will you represent this in a Venn diagram? So if you need to represent like this, let's suppose this is your sample space, which contain all the elements, elementary events. So let's suppose this is your A and this is your B. So A is an event, B is an event, which in itself is subset. Okay, so either A, so I'll mark like this, or B, so I can complete like this, or both. So that means everything which is coming in this two circles is what I mean by A union B. Okay, so this represents A union B. I hope you understood this. So how can you say A union B occur? So now A union B is a new event which you created. So what is A union B? A union B, you can clearly see here, this is a visualization. So when can you say A union B occur? Either event A occur or event B occur, or both A and B occur. Okay, so or you can, in the other language you can say either the outcome is an elementary event favorable to A, or the outcome will be elementary event favorable to B, or the outcome may be elementary event favorable to both A and B. So let's take this case. Let's take 1, 2, 3 is the or let's take 1, 3, 5 is your A. We can understand this is a case of rolling a die. Take it this example, rolling a die, getting odd number. So that is your event A. Event B is getting even number. Okay, now you can't see anything common here. So what is your A union B? Getting A or B. So it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 6. This is B is 2, 4, 6. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here nothing common, so this part will not be there. But if you take your A as 1, 2, 3, 4 and B as 3, 4, 5. Okay, so A is 1, 2, 3, 4 and B is 3, 4, 5. So what is your A union B? A union B will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, in which 3 and 4 are common. It is there in A and B. Okay, so if 3 is your outcome, you can clearly see 3 is an elementary event which is favorable to A and B. Okay, so that is an elementary event which is favorable to A union B also. So you can say A union B occur. If you take 1 is an elementary event which is favorable to A. So if 1 is the outcome, still you can say A union B occur, because it's either A or B or A and B. Okay, so that is the first case, A union B. Now let's move on to the second case. So that is A intersection B. Okay, this is the second case. So actually you will be given event A and event B. Okay, so this is event A and event B, or one subset which is A, another subset which is B of the sample space. Okay, so you have a sample space, one subset and another subset is given. The idea is you are making a new subset from this available subset, or two events are given from the total sample space. You need to make a new event. That is A intersection B. A intersection B means the events which are common in both. Okay, so here if A intersection B means A and B. Okay, so let me give you one example. 1, 3, 4, 5 is given as A. Okay, B is given as 4, 6, 7. So what is A intersection B here? What is common in both? That is 4. So the elementary events favorable to A are given as 1, 3, 4, 5. Elementary events favorable to B is given as 4, 6, 7. But when we are creating a new subset, or when we are creating a new event which is common in both A and B, this is only one element, that is 4 is favorable to both A and B. So we will write A intersection B as 4. So when you are rolling the die, the 7 is not possible. So let's keep it as 4 and 6 only. When you are rolling a die, okay, if you are getting 4, then 4 is an elementary event which is there in A and B. So 4, if it is coming, you can say event A intersection B occur. Okay, or let's take one more example. You are rolling 2 dice. Okay, so you are rolling 2 dice, you know all the possible outcome: 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, etc. up to 1, 6, then etc. 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 up to finally 6, 6. Because now you will start with 2, 1, then you will go for 3, 1, then you will go for 4, 1, then 5, 1, so 6, 1, then 6, 2, 6, 3, 6, 4 up to 6, 6. So we have seen there are 36 elements in the sample space. Okay, so 36 elements in the sample space automatically means how many events are possible? 2 raised to 36 events are possible. Out of which 36 are elementary events which we know. One is 5, that is null set. One is the total set. So we are going to create a new event. So let me define 2 events. So let's say A is getting outcome where the first die is an even number. Okay, so first die is even number means 2. The first die will be 2. Second can be anything. Okay, so 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5, 2, 6. So first die can be 4 also. So now 4, 1 up to 4, 6. Then it can be 6 also. So 6, 1 up to 6, 6. So you can clearly see there are 18 elementary events which are favorable to event A. So this is event A. There are 18 elementary events which are favorable to event A. Now let me give you one more case. B is another event which is defined as getting outcome with sum of digits 8. Sum of digits 8. That means when you roll 2 dice, the sum should be 8. Okay, so what are the possibility? You can start with 1 and the maximum you can get 6, which is 7. So starting with 1 you won't get. So with 2, if 2 is in this end, 6. Okay, if 3 is in this end, it will be 5. If 4 is in this end, you have to get 4 again on the other side. If 5 is this end, you have to get 3. If 6 in this end, you have to get 2. So these are the possible elementary events, or these are the elementary events favorable to B. The elementary events favorable to event B is given. Okay, so which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are 5 elementary events favorable to B and 18 elementary events favorable to A. What we need to find is A intersection B. Definitely it will be less than 5 because here we have only 5. And what is this? Starting with even number. Okay, elementary event is talking about the first one will be even number. So let's look here. There's an even number. So anyway, this is there in that also. There's an even number. There's an even number. So pick this 3. This 3 is going to be your A intersection B. 2, 6. Then 4, 4. Then 6, 2. Okay. So these are the 3 elementary events which are favorable in A and B. So that is what will come in your A intersection B. So the favorable elements in A intersection B, the elementary events favorable in A intersection B are given as this 3. Okay, so if this is the outcome, if when you're throwing 2 dice, if you're getting 4 and 4, you will say A and B occur. That means A intersection B occur, or even A intersection B occur. Because A occurred and B occurred, so A intersection B occurred. If you are getting 2 and 6, even A occurred, even B occurred, so you will say A intersection B occurred. If you are getting 6 and 2, still you say even A occurred, B occurred, so A intersection B occurred. If you are getting 5, 3, you will say even B occur but not A occur, therefore A intersection B does not occur. Okay, so I hope that is clear for all of you. That is what A intersection B. Now the third one is negation of an event. Negation of an event. Okay, so what do you mean by negation of an event? See, let's take this case. Event A. Event A is odd numbers, getting odd number. You are rolling a die. Okay, so event A is getting odd numbers. That means 1, 3, 5. We know the sample space 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so what is negation of this event A? Or you will mark it as A complement, or you will write it as A complement like this also. Both are same. Okay, so what is A complement? A complement is nothing but sample space minus elements or elementary events in event A. So elementary events in sample space minus elementary events in the event A, which is 2, 4, 6, which you clearly know these are the outcomes which are events. Okay, we are actually, the event is defined as odd, so even numbers will come obviously in the complement. So that is the concept. Okay, so if you need to visualize A intersection B, A was given. Okay, let's suppose this is your sample space. A was given, B was given. So the elements which are there in both is this area. So this area is represented as A intersection B. If you need to visualize negation, so let's suppose this is your sample space, and if this is A, okay, so if you are looking for, if this is A, what is A complement? This is A complement. That is actually S minus A. So you can write like this, S minus A is A complement, or you can write like this also. Okay, so this is the area that I am looking for, or let me state it like this. This is the area that I am looking for, which is A complement. So if this is A, the elements which are not part of A is your A complement. Okay, so elementary events which are not favorable to A is A complement, but A complement is also a subset of S only. Why? Because you can see all the A complement elements here, which is again in the sample space itself. Okay, so since A complement is also a subset of S, this is also an event. A union B was also a subset of S. This is also an event. A intersection B was also a subset of S. This is also an event. Why? Because we defined an event as subset of a sample space. Okay, so you can see all these are subsets of sample space, so all these are events. So what we have done here, we have created new events with the available events. So if A and B is given, you can create new events like A intersection B and A union B. If one event A is given, you can create A complement also. Okay, so when will you say A complement occur? You will say A complement occur if A does not occur. So if I have defined A as, if my event A is defined as getting odd, okay, 1, 3, 5. So if I am not getting anything, that means if I am not getting any odd number when I am rolling the die, that means A does not occur. So obviously what we got is even. So that means A complement occur. So A, if A is not there, A complement is there. If A is there, A complement will not be there. So that's how you need to interpret. Okay, so any of this will happen, either A or A complement will happen. Okay, so I hope you understood these concepts. We'll discuss more of this, we'll continue with this, and we'll see the proper representation and everything in the next lecture. I'm stopping it here now, so we'll continue in the next session. So if you have any doubt, you can get back to me, not only in this particular topic, in this number. I generally don't check the comments, so that's why I'm not replying. Okay, so you can get back to me in this number. Thank you.
क्या आप आईएएस की तैयारी कर रहे हैं और कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूट्स को 2.5 लाख तक की फीस नहीं पे करना चाहते? अगर हाँ, तो 22,500 रुपए में घर बैठ के StudyIQ के पेन ड्राइव कोर्स के साथ आप आईएएस की तैयारी कर सकते हैं। आज ही विजिट करें studyIQ.com।